All right. Hello. Good afternoon, y'all. This is High Priestess Jamila. I wanted to come and speak to y'all very briefly about hexes, curses, and when you have to send some stuff back to people. When is the best appropriate when is it appropriate to reverse and send bad energy back is what we're going to talk about in this live. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Um, Welcome to the channel. And we got to talk about certain things. So, um, people that don't practice witchcraft, and in particular, I want to listen. I want to take a listen and take heed to what I am going to say. You don't have to get a bat's eye or a bat wing or a spider web or light a candle to hex somebody. You can actually hex somebody with your actions as well as the things that you say. Um, and so that's why it's probably a good idea for people to, um, apologize and make good on certain things that they do. And let's face it, there is no such thing as an abyss that we can send stuff to. I wish it worked that way. I wish that we could just send stuff to some abyss to never be seen again. That sounds more like a cleanse. So if a person attacks you or does anything to you, it depends on what impact it can have on your life. Okay. So if somebody needs a cleanse, because most of the time people that are even doing those types of attacks, they need cleanses. So if you're getting a cleanse, then, Yimi Ya will allow that energy to go to the abyss. But if you take action against somebody while needing a cleanse, and that you're not justified necessarily, okay, um, then it can have probably, well, what I want to say is that you can't just let it go. You can't just let it go. You know what I'm saying? You have to do something about it. If a person takes an action against you that is going to affect your health, your children, your well being, your finances, that energy has to be sent back. You can't just let it go. Okay. You can't just let that go. And that's anybody, you know. For example, if somebody is stalking and harassing you at work, spreading rumors, slandering you at your job, that could lead you to have a loss of income, which means what? You can starve to death. You can become homeless. You can have all sorts of disastrous things that happens in your life. And so when people decide in their confusion to take these actions against you that could negatively affect you, it's important to reverse it. And the law of the universe is going to always keep it that way. Always. Because, otherwise there would be nothing fair. Life would not be fair, which a lot of y'all are finding out that it is not. Getting accused of things that you've never done, having people bear false witness against you. These are things that can be devastating to your life. And I know, like a few years ago, they called me everything except for a child of God. It could have had a devastating effect on my life, but I refused to let it do that. I absolutely refused. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody does something and you are literally, especially a woman who can be seen as very vulnerable in society, women can be very vulnerable. And I honestly believe this is why witchcraft has become so prevalent, because of all of the actions being taken against women by women and men. What choice do you have? You don't have a choice. This is the reason why I encourage a lot of you guys to learn your craft, because otherwise, if you just keep letting people attack you, and if you sit and you do nothing, you could end up God only knows where. And you can't feel guilt for that, because 9 times out of 10, the person that did the attacking, that had the intent behind either their words or either by their actions, they were headed for disaster anyway. So they were trying to transfer something to you. Instead of transmuting the energy or transforming it and turning it into something positive, which is absolutely possible. This is called a miracle. And we all saw a miracle back in 2019 that they quickly wanted to do away with. That's how you transmute energy, is when you turn a negative situation into a positive. You don't turn it back into a negative and then expect good results out of that. Hey, Politicking Live, hello. So, for example, I'll take me for example. If you somebody that comes out and you do some stupid stuff against me, that's why I tried to do it the easy way. I said, please don't even take these people seriously. If you take some kind of action against me, I don't have a choice but to send it back to you. Why? Because you could potentially, you could cause me and my family to become homeless or starve to death. You literally actively trying to destroy my reputation, trying to take everything from me. Is a lion not a lion? Is a tiger not a tiger? Is a bear not a bear? And you cannot expect for people to just lay down and take it, especially when the person has their own free will. And especially when a person had no intentions on doing any harm to you. And then you just do things that could possibly negatively affect them. And you can't even get mad about it. I have done things to people that I shouldn't have done, and I've had to learn lessons, right? Everybody does, but you don't get mad about it. There are some people that have went above and beyond to lie on me, to front on me, to try to, make me look bad, even though I was the kindest person to these people. You should never return somebody's kindness with that kind of hatred, because that can affect a person, mind, body, and spirit. And people have to learn. They have to learn to not do certain things. I've had to learn. We all have to learn. We do. So when it comes to the things that people do, I reverse that crap every day. I'll send it back to you every day if I have to. Which leads me towards what I wanted to talk to y'all about, which is learning witchcraft. Because people, as you can see, the devil is a liar. The devil, the obsessions that people have every single day, you have to learn techniques of sending that crap back to them every single day. You do. Especially when you have tried to settle the situation amicably, especially when you have tried to be a good person, you've tried to say, hey, listen, because see, a lot of people in this world are paranoid. Okay, if I say to you, look, I don't want to have a beef with you, I'm trying to live my life and be happy, and that person goes all off in, wherever they're at, and then they're still dealing with the negativity because they don't really know how to deal with the negativity of their own lives, and then they'll continue to put some sort of action against you, then what the hell, just seriously move on if that's what you're going to do. Everybody has to deal with their own negativity. In 2018, when I removed that generational hex, I felt like I was getting ready to have a damn heart attack. And it was very scary, but I knew and I had faith and I held on to it. Now, that was just my experience with it. Your experience may not be the same, and nobody has ever felt that way. But I had a significant amount of blockages around my heart chakra as well as my solar plexus, which kind of made me feel some type of way. Otherwise, I don't have any heart problems. I don't have any health problems. Okay. I do have allergies, and that's it. And that's enough. Having allergies is enough. Trust me. Allergies suck. They suck so bad, especially when you have somebody like, for all of you, a lot of you, all you did was got up this morning. You probably went to work, or if you work, you know, you weren't trying to hurt anybody. You were just focused on taking care of your family. When I got up this morning, I knew that I had to, the groceries was coming, so I had to wake up extra early today. I knew I had to get my kitchen cleaned up. I got my kitchen cleaned up, and, you know, had, I don't wake up, in misery with an intent to do harm to people every day. It's just, it's not a part of being a witch. In fact, I'm not even that kind of witch. Now, I do what I have to do to protect myself. But if you're on here lying on my company, lying on my business, knowing damn well I helped you, then I have to defend myself. I have to, like everybody has to. Everybody has to, especially somebody like me that is well established. And people try to destabilize me, being that I'm a Cancer. Oh, y'all need to read about cancers. Cancers have to have stability, even within our partnerships with people, even within our friendships. We have to have stability. We can't have all that up and down and who shot John. I just, I'll deal with it accordingly. So, and that would go for a lot of you also. If somebody is lodging some sort of action against you, gang stalking you, what do they expect for you to damn do? All you got to do is stop doing what you're doing and get yourself a cleanse. Now, some people, a cleanse may not help them. Okay, there are some people where a cleanse would not really do them any good. They would have to do other stuff. But I don't believe that anybody is beyond help. I don't have that belief that people are just beyond help. If you are attacking somebody on a daily basis, and literally that person has not even uttered your name, they ain't bothered you, they ain't said nothing to you, and then when they try to contact you to work the situation out, you're not even trying to work it out. You're not even trying to be peaceful. Then that's when people will say, okay, this person obviously is going through something, and I can't let them take me down with them. Otherwise, you will end up losing everything that you have worked for. And by the time you reach your 30s and 40s, nobody has time for that. Like, even if you in your 20s and somebody throws some crap at you. Okay, I wish that I would have known this in my 20s. I was asleep in my 20s. I was still asleep. I had no idea the stuff that people was using against me. I was completely asleep to it. I had my suspicions, but the very first day that I went to, it's called Aquarius Books over in Westport, over in Missouri. It was a turning point in my life, and you don't want to practice witchcraft without knowing the basics and how to do it safely. But when you out in social media and you're telling people's business or lying on them or attacking them, you're practicing witchcraft because you're trying to manipulate the energies around them. So even if you're not a witch, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm not a witch, but that doesn't protect you from the karma. Your actions could have had or did have a negative impact on a person. Your actions, the things that you said about a person, the energy that you put around them had an impact on them. This can cause, a disaster in people's lives. And so you cannot ever expect for those people to do nothing about it. Everybody deserves to be able to support their family. Everybody deserves to be able to do what it is that they want to do, as long as they are not harming anybody, obviously. So when it comes to you guys sending energy back to people, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you are a person that just came out the gates attacking a person and they've been sending that energy back and warding off your energy, you have no room to complain, because that is your bad energy to deal with, not theirs. Especially if that person said nothing to you. And people have got to understand this if you're going to get along in this world. You can't just say, oh, and expect people. So, guys, even if a person is not a witch and they are, smearing you, or, you know, you have to send that stuff back, even when it's not a witch. And that's what a lot of them don't understand. If you say something about me that's not true, or if you try to get people to hate me, or if you're trying to mess with me energetically, it's still a form of hexing, of vexing a person. So you may not be lighting candles. You may not be, but your actions, your words, especially when it comes to men, you cannot take it easy on men. They have no excuse, because men have power in their tongues. And then also thinking about society, how society judges women harshly because of men, which is already wrong in the first place. The way that you make a situation right is you purge yourself of all that negativity. I do it all the time. Even if it's somebody that did something negative to me, you know what I'll do? I'll say, hey, let's let bygones be bygones. And you know that there's going to be that energy that's going to come to you. I'll just take a bath and protect myself and ask for healing. But see, people don't know the right thing to do. This is the reason why people are caught up in spiritual warfare. That is so stupid. What are you in spiritual warfare for? God didn't actually approve of that. This is something that you're doing because of your own self. Okay, I'm not the type of person that would attack a person that's just sitting here simply trying to run their business. I wouldn't do that. But there's a lot of people that would. And if you are attacking somebody because of whatever reason, they have the right to send it back to you. You can't argue with that. You can't go and cuss them out. You just have to accept your karma for what you did to that person. Hey, SC, the way you make good on that is just really, y'all be surprised at how apologizing will set you free of a situation. Just apologizing. That's a smart person that does that, especially if they mean it from their heart. And I don't never apologize when I don't mean it. I always mean what I say and say what I mean. Because you know why? Because every single day is an amazing day for me. Every single day is a day of miracles and unlimited potential. And I choose to focus on the good things in life. I am very, very proud of myself every single day. Nobody really can validate you except for yourself. So I'm proud of the accomplishments that I've made. I am happy with where my life is going. And I'm going to continue to stay on that path regardless. And I refuse to let somebody knock me off of that path. And the way I was able to do that was absolutely with witchcraft. I don't see how anybody in this world, in this society, the way people are, how dirty and just foul people are, I don't see how you can make it any other way. I wouldn't have made it without witchcraft. I love witchcraft. Okay, it did a lot for me. It saved my life. It opened up doors for me. It opened up doors for a lot of people. And I've healed a lot of people. And you don't heal people by using yourself. Like a lot of people don't understand that. You use light energy out of the etheric realm. You're not actually taking yourself and healing a person. You would probably get sick or die if you did it that way. You have to you use light energy, and then also as far as being able to see inside of a person's human body and being able to use your vision to heal that person is the way that I heal people. I would never ever ever think to use my vision to hurt somebody unless I was defending myself. So if I send something to somebody's heart chakra, I'm going to send healing energy. I'm not going to send negative energy to nobody for no reason. I don't even like being in a I swear to Goddess, I told Spirit, I said, Spirit, y'all know how I'm usually just very goofy and laughing and just, that's how I am. I'm just a happy-go-lucky person. And that energy feels so good, especially when you start calling to these, to your good spirits and getting that positive energy flowing. This is something that I'm into. Even positive energy can have a negative effect on you, though. And I'm going to tell you how. If you are being hit with positive energy and it's something that you're not used to, is going to make you feel off balance. A lot of people are very comfortable in their negativity. So that's why you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. People have to go through that by themselves. So, and I have love for everybody. And I do pray for people that are showing themselves as my enemy. I don't never pray for, last night, oh God, I had a bad spirit on me. I had to get that thing off of me because I had wrote the most evil spell in Latin, and I said, and spirit said, nah, no. You focus on your happiness and you focus on healing people. You don't write nothing like that. And they got rid of it quickly. And I had to work that spirit off of me in more of a positive way. Of course, I had to vent because it will make you angry. because you're like, why? Mostly it has to do with people suffering. So I wouldn't want to bring more suffering on people. But I think that suffering creates growth because I suffered. I've suffered. There's been several times in my life, especially before I started practicing, that it was things that happened to me that I just suffered, you know? In fact, a lot of the reason why I have a hard time getting in cars with men is because of when I got raped. And I didn't even realize it. Spirit came to me and said, well, you having, residual bad energy for that from that. And then people telling you, oh, well, come and be back in the place that hurt you the most. That's why I will never go back to Kansas City, Missouri, ever, because that's where that horrible thing happened to me. And no, you don't have to. Why would I have to do that? Now we all know that if people would have been more positive, I would have went back to visit a long time ago. Hey, DRW. Hello. I didn't know you were in Texas. You can add me back on Facebook because I'm back on Facebook. I don't have no friends on there. It's like completely blank. I've been setting up shop over there because I created my group um, called Hecate's Realm. So, or a page. I actually created a page, not a group. I created a page. So it's not a group. No, I ain't creating no groups, but a page. Yeah. So y'all welcome to go and add me on there. You just have to search for my name. Everybody knows my name is Jamila Briscoe. So y'all welcome to join me on there. But I needed to get rid of that other Facebook. I'm sorry. Like, no shade to any of the friends that I had on there before, but they were sharing way too much negative stuff. I want to see stuff about home improvement. I want to see stuff about dogs and cats and cooking and what's the most delicious banana pudding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to look at all of that negative stuff that I really have no power or control over. You know what I'm saying? And if I did have power and control over it, I wouldn't be able to execute it because there's way too much. You can't put too much on yourself and you can't put too much on one person. Everybody should be focused on settling their differences in a positive way. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you dumb because you'd be surprised at the people that just don't want to argue with you. They don't want to be in that negative energy with you. So that's why we do what we do as witches. We don't want it in our house. We want to be happy. We want to be healthy. We want our kids to be laughing and playing. You know, it literally melts my heart every time I hear Jacob start laughing, and it's like I know I've done my job as a parent. And yeah, there's times when he may have to get sad because every human being has emotions. And every mother wants to make sure that her child is protected. You know, I know that bad things happen in the world, and people let bad things happen to them too, or sometimes you just can't help it. But to consistently stay focused on it is where the problem is at. Because, and see, that's what witchcraft teaches you. Like, for example, when I get an Amber Alert, I'll say a prayer for that child to be safe. That's all I can do is say a prayer, light a tea light for the child to be safe. And then you do it and it's done. And hopefully by God's grace, it will manifest. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll manifest for the better. But just to sit and focus on negativity all day. I mean, honestly, that's the reason why they hire the police and stuff like that. And I think that people should stop putting so much pressure on our judicial system and people that are going through that, because I couldn't imagine being a police officer out there in the streets. Oh God. Oh God. Just the horrible stuff that they see all day, every day. They deal with the most heinous people and they need cleanses, because when they are putting people in jail and stuff, and these people may have demons and stuff on them, hell, they could absorb some of that. By the way, guys, I've had a couple of police officers that have been clients. I don't think that attacking anybody in this world is a solution, or even putting all of the blame on one group is a solution for anybody. So my whole thing is that I am very empathic and very sensitive, and I do seriously want world peace. The world is in turmoil right now. That's one thing I can tell you. And really, all you can do is create your own personal oasis, call in your angels, and just expect the best out of life. You know, I got some corned beef hash and eggs. I'm going to go make some. But I'm waiting for my skillet to finish soaking though, because, well, I do actually have a skillet but I need to, yeah. So I'm gonna make like a brunch of corned beef and hash and eggs. Jacob doesn't eat eggs, but for some reason he has a total food aversion to eggs. He thinks that they taste disgusting. So, you know, he's like, ew, mom. So, you know, but that's because I just, I'll fight in a war, but how much war is really necessary? Like, it gets to the point. Yes, you like corned beef and hash too. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. And I like to try to make the corned beef kind of crispy. Ooh, yeah. So I start cooking it and then I'll put it on a higher temperature so that it'll kind of make it a little crispy. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there, for real. Stick to your ribs. I think I do have that Christ consciousness to where I am very close to Jesus, because I believe that Jesus did just want the world to be peaceful. He wanted to bring people together. Like, no matter what it is that you read in the Bible or whatever, I guess you have to understand it. So I have no problem with any deity, none of them, unless that deity comes to me in a threatening way. But to be honest with you, there's really no deities that do that. It's people. It's how they use their gods on people. So, and I honestly have the hope that everybody is going to crawl out of that dark hole that they're in so that they can see the light. Because I'm telling you, and I got to go in there and take me a bath, y'all. I do. Spirit been like, if when you take that bath, it feels like all of the issues that you have absorbed, it just melts off of you. It does. It just melts off of you. It really does. And it's a really good feeling. It really is. I have a lot of amazing ideas about actually helping people spiritually. And I've actually thought about getting grants from the government. I believe the government would give me a grant to do something like that. I believe they would. We need stuff like that. So, you know, I am an indigo child. So this is the reason why it's never going to happen. To turn me completely evil is never going to happen. And even to try to turn me 50% evil is not going to happen. I can't even really be 50% evil. And let's face it, when you see, we can learn a lot by looking at animals. If one animal attacks another one, just because that animal is able to defend itself doesn't mean that it's evil. It's just defending itself. And I think that we all can make it in this world. I think that we all could do that. I don't think that it has to be, a situation to where one person has to lose and the other person has to win. I'm into winning. I'm into winners. Some situations, it ain't no winning for real. It's just overcoming that energy and focusing on the good things that you have in your life and actually appreciating it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that life could be amazing. I think that people would have less illnesses. I think people would have less depression if they focus on that. I know that it sounds, because a lot of people would say, oh, well, a lot of people whose heart has turned cold towards the rest of the world, we describe them as being the four of cuppas. They are the four of cuppas. And I don't never want to be the four of cups. But then again, I don't want to feel that awful negativity and pain because in reality, you do have to sort of detach yourself because otherwise it'll eat you up inside. Seeing all of the horrible things that have happened. And YouTube does have a lot of negative news. And I think that we've got to learn better ways of dealing with the negativity. Even I did. I think I saw a story about a little girl whose mother and brother stabbed her or something, and she survived it. Like, and they got a picture of her on there crying. I'm like, this poor baby. Please heal this poor baby. Goodness gracious, what happened? even if a person becomes demonically possessed, you don't love that person no less. Y'all remember the movie The Exorcist? And then they came out with the parody. I think is what is it called? Scary Movie Part 2, or was it Part 1? And the priest went up there and she was flipping her head around and he said, screw this, and just shot her. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not how we handle demonically possessed people. So basically in that parody, it was basically saying that priests don't even know how to help people. I have exorcised people of a lot of demons. And I believe in what I can do because it's helped so many people. You know, it's helped me. That exorcism incantation that I do with Aradia and Cernonos in it, oh goodness. And whether or not you are because you have to have a strong heart to do an exorcism on somebody. And my heart has gotten used to it because some of these entities that I have to work off of people, they'll have me feeling like I can't swallow and just but it's something that I feel like I have to be brave. And so, you know what I'm saying? And it is a trip, but it's something that I feel good about. I don't have any fear of it. I don't. I think that demons do absolutely fear me for some reason. So, I'm like I said, I'm a chaos witch. Some days if I need Jesus, I'll call to Jesus. Some days if I need a radio or Lucifer and Lilith, I'll call to them. It just depends. Because I am a polytheist. And I think that Jesus understands that. I don't think Jesus really minds personally. And I'm not going to say that because that may trigger people, but I feel like Jesus is like, can you leave me alone for a minute? Like, can I take a break here? you know? Yeah. I just really want the whole world to get better. And whenever the world starts to get in turmoil or where it feels like it's flipped upside down, I literally go up there. I go up there and I actually go out of Earth's atmosphere and I call down stuff to come and help because we need all the help that we can get all around the globe. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really like fear mongering, but I do think that, just as an entire world, I feel that eventually one day we can be one consciousness of positivity. I truly still believe in that. And I'll never stop believing in that. Just as a whole. Especially when I see babies getting attacked, that breaks my heart into pieces. It does. I'll never stop caring. I don't like to see nobody attack no babies. Oh my God, I saw a mother on here. It was truly disturbing. I don't even want to talk about it because I ain't trying to deal with judging nobody. You don't go and smack a child up just because they want your attention. Kids are, they always want their mama. They want to spend time with you. They want to talk to you. They want to hug you. They want to know that you love them. But when mine were under attack, it just made me love them more. Even though I already loved them to the moon and back, all of my children, all of them. I don't care who their daddy is. I don't care what your daddy did. Yeah, you remind me of your daddy, but you still my child. I gave birth to you, so you my responsibility. You know, and once kids get older, that's when you got to let them go and you got to let them learn for themselves, but you still protect them because my God, I've gotten the phone call that every mother dreads. I've gotten that phone call. And it wasn't nothing but the devil. And I was possessed. I was under, I don't even want to think about that. But she's still here in this world. Thank the heavens, because it's just, and you don't never give up on your kids. You don't ever give up on them. ever. That's what a mother's job is. Even when the father gives up, the mother has to be there. She does, regardless, you know? So, being a mother is, the world makes it painful, just the way of the world. So, and I'm very protective of my children, even if they make a mistake, because I know that 5 or 10 years from now, that mistake won't even matter. I know that a year from now, I know that a month from now, it won't matter. And holding grudges and being mad at somebody, that ain't never did nobody no good, because people are going to make mistakes. I think I got a lot of that from my father. I think I took everything that was good about my father. I think I took everything, I didn't take it, like everything that was good about both of my parents, I absorbed it. And, even though sometimes when I talk to my father, I get so frustrated and so upset, you know. So it just, I don't know, when you 40 something years old, you should have an adult relationship with your parents to the point where they respect you. They're not infantilizing you. They're not treating you like you're still an infant. I think that that's important, to give your kids that empowerment. I don't think it's right for people to do that to their own children. Yeah, at Christmas time you can say, "Oh, you always gonna be my baby," but when it comes down to it, our children have to learn to live in this world independently outside of us. And that's a healthy way of looking at parenting, because that's all that the kids want is independence and freedom. And sometimes they may even try to be grown before they time, but you know what? It just is, it's one of them things that don't stress me out, because I know my kids are gonna be okay. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell my kids, "Oh, this gonna happen to you and that gonna happen to you," and well, you just put a curse on your kid. Like, make that make sense. It doesn't. So, and I'm not saying I'm the perfect parent, but I think that should be a given. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I don't know how I got to talking about all of that, but at the end of the day, if you send negative energy to somebody, they have the right to send it back to you. And you can't argue about that. You just have to say, "You know what? I was wrong." One of the most powerful things that you can do, one of the most liberating things that you can do in the world, is to admit when you have made a mistake. I do it every single day if I have to. If I make a mistake that day, I'm going to own up to it. Hiding and being in denial about the mistakes that you made, it only puts you in chains. It keeps you in chains. So, I don't know. I guess if people would just try it, if people would try it, especially people that come to me and they say, "Yeah, I did do some negative things in the past." And then I cleanse them and they take their baths and they feel much better. And, they're releasing a lot of that. And that's why you got to have your sage and your dragon's blood, because when you release those things, it's got to go somewhere to either be transmuted or something. And it's a very, very complicated process that you have got to take seriously. And if you care about your life, you'll listen to what I'm saying. If you care about, and there are a lot of depressed people that don't care about their life. And it makes me sad when I see people like that, because there's so much good in this world. There's so much to be thankful for. No matter what you're going through, you got something to be thankful for. And if somebody causes you unnecessary suffering, or, maybe you do deserve it. If you're trying to impede on other people's situation, I've done that before. I've gotten myself involved in people's situation, and I shouldn't have. Maybe I shouldn't have, and maybe that was my karma for doing that. And when you accept that totality of the situation, and then that's when you rise like a phoenix from the ashes. Hey Angela, how are you? You say, you know what, I was wrong. Even when you do your magic, some of the stuff that we can do in magic can produce, it can backfire on us, or something can happen. And you got to sit and say to yourself, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have, let everything run its course, and just was thankful for what I have. And so, and not too good. I'm sorry, sweetie. What happened? I hope ain't nobody stalking you at work. That's what you don't do. I think that if you're going to do something to somebody, it should be equal to what they did to you. Like just don't mess with nobody's livelihood. Even though I got people exploiting me, I don't like the way that I feel is like, well, shit, maybe that person need that money. So I'm not gonna, maybe that's all they have in this world. So, oh, the heat. What heat? Where you at? Cause it done got cool over here, over in Georgia. I tell you one thing, that you need some herbs, Angela, is what you need. You need some herbs, sweetie, because what those herbs will do is they will work to pull all of that frustration or whatever it is that you feel. It'll pull it out of your body, it'll heal you, and it'll transmute that energy. It will, and I believe in these herbs. Absolutely. They are amazing. In fact, I need to get myself in a bath probably tonight is when I'll take one. But that's why I said I need to open up that I need to open up that spa, that spiritual spa, where I can throw together herbs for people to come to the spa and take baths that are guided by somebody that knows what they're doing. And you'd be surprised at how much better you feel. Oh, you're in the UK? Okay. Oh, so it's still hot over there. You need Epsom salts is what you need, Angela. Epsom salts is the best thing for that, because you know that Epsom salts, every mineral that is on this earth does a certain thing. So when you look at Epsom salt, the magical properties of Epsom salt or magnesium, It literally can pull bad spirits and energies out of your body. Sea salt is good too because it's sea salt. It comes from the sea. But them Epsom salts, like especially if your body has a memory of any kind of pain, and then also, athletes take Epsom salt baths because it works out the kinks, in their bodies because, nobody should have to be in pain. You take one of them spiritual baths, put you some herbs off in there, and sometimes those negative spirits will have you so messed up to where you just, oh God, I've been through it. Then how you so messed up that you just feel like you gotta, one day I was actually crawling to the bathtub. I was crawling to, and then that sulfur. Sulfur baths are good. Put you a little bit of sulfur in there. Because those hot springs and stuff that people go and visit, they have like natural sulfur in it, which sulfur that we get, that we buy, is natural sulfur too. So that's why it's got that smell, but it's really good for pulling that stuff out, relaxing the mind, body, and spirit, bringing those things together as one. And so that you'll be grounded and you'll just feel happy and giddy. And then also sulfur pulls them negative energies out of the body, like real bad entities and stuff. And it'll lower your blood pressure too. So, sometimes if I got a particularly bad spirit that done came over me, which is not often, but it was really bad over the summer. It was really bad. If I have a negative spirit that's on me, I put a little bit of that sulfur in that bath, and literally it just takes you to heaven. So try that, and then get you some motherwort, some mugwort, some dandelions, some um peppermint, marshmallow root. Marshmallow root is really good for connecting. It's really good for healing the throat. That marshmallow root is good. And then white willow bark is amazing. So a lot of these herbs, they do exactly what they say they're gonna do. Like, it is no joke. It is no joke. And they ain't gonna never be able to replace that with nothing. Hey, even my allergies. Remember when I told you I was healing my allergies, and I had several herbs that I was using to heal them. I was drinking them, I was bathing in them, and my allergies did actually get better. But then, of course, I kind of fell off of my regime because of other stuff I was dealing with that distracted me. But, getting disciplined with a herbal tea regime as well as a bathing regime will absolutely, change a lot for the better. Hmm. Oh, wow, Angela. Yeah. Men will do that. They will do that. They will put a hoodoo on you. Yes, they will. They will do that to you. He might be trying to get you to open up to him or something, which can be really difficult, especially if you've been through trauma. And I know that sometimes men can make you feel like they forcing you. If you don't like the man though, like, that's where the that's where the issue comes in. When a man wants you and you have absolutely no connection, you don't feel nothing. That's not a good feeling. You may have something that you need to reverse. That's why I was saying that, right now, I think that learning the basics of witchcraft would be good for a lot of you guys because you end up paying thousands of dollars, especially if you go into somebody authentic. They gonna charge you for that. They are. If they gonna really make some changes. So, if a man was doing stuff like that to me, I would reverse it. I would send it back to them. I would cleanse myself and I would bind that person, from being able to do harm to me. Especially, are you married or something? Oh, is he? Y'all got into it SC and now you texting him and calling him. He probably, men, whenever you reach out and touch a man like that, like he's either, I don't care what they say, they either got to be thinking about you or something on some level. It just don't come from nowhere. Oh, your husband passed away. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You don't really want to deal with anybody, do you? I think you'd have to get a reading. I'll throw the cards for you. If his intentions are bad, then you'll probably want to avoid him. I don't typically do that. I'm a wildflower. I like to I do. I just do it like Nike. I do. I'm not very defensive like that. You would think that I would be. With some men, I am, yeah. Spirits, does this man that is messing with Angela that she's not attracted to, does he have ill intent towards her? Yes or no? And SC, you probably need a read. Yeah, yeah. He's got ill intent. I got a straight up yes answer. The high priestess upright, the fool reversed, the emperor upright, the strength card reversed. So this is a man that's not gonna really offer you the love that you're looking for. He's not, and the strength card in the reverse position, meaning that he kind of just wants to pull on you and not actually enrich you. A man should enrich you. He shouldn't be pulling on you, unless he needs to be healed. Then again, I don't really feel that people should be that afraid of love to where you should, have to get readings and stuff on that subject unless you feel like this person is gonna like beat you or try to kill you or some crazy stuff like that. Which, I don't have it of any opinion that my spirits would allow a man like that into my life at all. So, okay, y'all, I gotta go because I think Jacob wants to spend time with me. So I gotta go. I'm sit here and watch a movie with him or something. Oh, he's just looking for sex. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that the strength card reverse. And he's definitely, I don't think he'd be the man for you. Um, Men, their energy is supposed to be invigorating to a woman. Their energy is not supposed to bring you down. That's how you're not dealing with a man that you want to be involved with. It is if he's pulling you down, if he's, taking away from you. You know what I'm saying? And many of them will do that. Um, I, to be honest with you, I feel that men have a tendency to test women. especially the ones that are kind of insecure. But I did get the full card reverse, meaning that you probably should not trust him. And when I look at relationships, I feel like anything could happen. And you can't let it destroy your world either. You got to move on with yourself. You can't become depressed and be like, "Oh, I'm sad, this man done left me." You really can't. You got to be strong on your own. So that's one thing about me that I have always been. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely, yeah, I would definitely avoid him. Yeah, that's what's up. Say no to thugs. They glorify thugs. Y'all ever see that movie Tangled, where old girl was trapped and she had to Flynn Rider came and saved her and rescued her from the evil witch that stole her from her parents. So they kind of glorify that a little bit. But the guy, and it's a cartoon movie for kids, but the guy in that movie was actually a really good guy. He was just they called him a vagrant or whatever in the movie because he was an outlaw or whatever. So, they do kind of glorify that for us if y'all notice it. You didn't see that movie called Tangle? That's a good movie. You should watch it, especially if you got little ones. I think the kids would like that. Hey, can I get my baby father to come back home? Yeah, you might have to maybe cast some love magic on him. You may want to let him come back on his own. He may just come back on his own. Spirits, can SC bring her baby father home? Yes or no? Ooh, ooh, girlfriend, I gotta know. I got a no answer. I did get a bunch of other cards that flipped out. I got a. That's so weird that happened. I got a no answer at first, but then a bunch of yes cards flipped out. So I'd have to do a full reading on it. What's your zodiac sign, SC, if you don't mind me asking? I think you said you were a Scorpio. Yeah, it's actually a really good movie. Um, it's about a little girl that was stolen by a witch, and the witch was using the girl's hair to make her stay young. And she trapped her, basically imprisoned her in a tower so that she could stay young and live forever. And she didn't want the girl to leave, but she was like, I want to go outside. She was like, and so yes, it's a really good movie. It really is. Yeah, yeah, I remember you telling me you were a Scorpio. I think that he'll come back on his own. I felt like for years I couldn't get rid of my baby daddy. And he was mad about that for years. But he would always, mess with me, spiritually. Like I could, you know, because he was a cancer too. He died though. He passed away. So, oh, he's an Aquarius. Oh, yeah, them air signs, boy. You get air and water together, you're gonna get a tornado or a flood of emotion. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go spend time with Jakey because he's waiting for me, and I'll see y'all later. Okay, love and light, y'all. Bye bye. Okay, what did I do? There we go.